welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Let's have a look and see who is in my green room tonight. We have everyone's favourite funny man. He's starting Gavin and Stacey, The Wrong Mans. He's about to star on the big screen alongside Johnny Depp. It's Mr. James Corden, ladies and gentlemen. Super talented. My next guest is a model. She's the newly crowned Strictly Come Dancing champion, the beautiful Abbey Clancy. Also on the show, a guest who's interviewed just about everyone, from Obama to Putin, all the way down to Boris Johnson and even Nick Clegg. It is Andrew Marr, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Andrew. Thank you for joining us. And I'm super excited. We have one of Hollywood's coolest, most elegant leading ladies, from Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, so many others. It is the one and only Uma Thurman. Hello, Uma. We have great live music tonight for you from the man whose debut album went straight into the charts at #1. Everyone wants to work with this guy. It is John Newman. John Newman. It was Valentine's Day yesterday. Did you all remember that it was Valentine's Day? I hope so. My wife arranged a lovely romantic trip for us. We went to Iceland to try and see the Northern Lights, and I was so relieved that it was the beautiful country, not just the shop. And the scenery was amazing, although she did say that if she really wanted to go and look at a tired old geezer that only goes off 3 times a year, she could have stayed at home. Thank you, everybody. Good night. What about our guest, Abbey? Is Mr. Crouch, is he a romantic kind of guy?
Yeah, he has his moments. He's a bit dozy there on that side. I know for my engagement, he got the date of our engagement engraved into the ring, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh, when we got engaged, and it wasn't.
Wow.
But he tries.
Maybe that was for some other girl.
Maybe.
Obviously not. Okay. There's a new smartphone app that sends you an alert whenever your baby has just filled their nappy. Okay? This is so you know when to change the baby's nappy. I don't know exactly what the alert would say, presumably download complete or something. I know you need that. James, how old's your little boy? Is he still in nappies or is he out of nappies now?
No, he wears them to bed.
OK. And so would you need an app like that, do you think?
No.
Well, how would you know that he needed his nappy changed?
Oh, you know. You absolutely know.
You
don't need an app, you're well aware of it.
You know who won't be using this technology, don't you? Simon Cowell. Did you see this? He said in the papers this week that he will never, ever change a nappy. Not even Louis. He's never going to change a nappy. Let's get my first guest out, shall we? He is the star co-writer of the multi-award-winning Gavin and Stacey, the recent hit show The Wrong Mans, which I love. He's also about to host the Brit Awards for a record-breaking 5th time this coming Wednesday. Please go crazy for Mr. James Corden. You look amazing. James Corden, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, James.
Hiya.
It's great to have you. Thank you for coming on.
It's a real pleasure.
So the Brits, Wednesday night.
It's on Wednesday night,
and
yes.
this is your 5th year?
It's my 5th, yes.
Do you feel any nerves at all, or now is it kind of your domain?
Yeah, no, oh God, no, no. Well, this is the last time I'm going to do it.
Now, why is that?
I feel like as a show, it should always be young and fresh, and also shouldn't... I think as an event, it doesn't benefit from someone doing it the same every year. I think there's lots of award shows that do, and this isn't one of them. And it's also, you know, it's not really what I do, yeah. And I find it really nerve-wracking. It's the most nervous I ever am in my life.
But it must be fun to do still. When you're in, I know it's nerve-wracking in advance, but there must be moments during the course of the evening where you think, well, I'm hosting the Brits.
Oh, yeah.
It's going great.
The day of the show is incredible because you do a full dress run in the afternoon from about sort of 1 o'clock. We do an actual dress run with all the acts performing in an empty arena.
Wow.
To essentially just me.
That's something.
Like I'm just sort of there, watching, and every year I think, oh my goodness, this is amazing, getting to watch these people in an empty place, and they really go for it and do it as it is live. And then, so the actual day is great, and backstage is amazing, and it feels like it's the centre of something really happening. And then at some point they go, and you're live in 5, 4, and you just think, oh, don't ruin your career tonight. That's it. It's a constant feeling of don't ruin your career tonight. Just don't say something wrong.
Who's performing this year? You said you get this kind of afternoon show just for you almost. Who will you be seeing this year?
It's amazing this year. The Arctic Monkeys are opening the show, and Bastille and Rudimental, Ellie Goulding, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars. It's as good a lineup as it's ever been since I've been hosting it. Yeah.
Do you know who you can chat to on the night?
Yeah, no one's that. I'm very much. No, they're all in a gang, and I'm off on my own somewhere. I'm like in another room, so far away from the stage, with like sort of mops and brooms. No, it's genuinely. You think I'm joking? Yeah. It's the actual truth.
He has to clear up after some of the acts. That's what that is.
You kind of see people around, but yeah, the bigger American acts tend to have, you know, lots of security outside their doors and things like that, and then there's other people who just wander around a bit more.
Now, a few years ago, of course, there was every presenter's nightmare on a live show where someone's giving a speech at the end, it's a big moment, and you're told, we're going to collapse off air in a minute, you've got to wind this up now, you've got to go and stop. This, of course, was Adele.
Yeah.
Were you surprised the amount of fuss that kind of caused after the event?
No, not really. I think there's a long tradition with the Brits and news stories the next day. You know what I mean? I think there always has been, and so there it is. Yeah. I felt...
Because, you see, Adele didn't mind at all.
She was actually really... she was incredibly sweet and understanding, and was just more annoyed at the... You know, it's a hard call to make, is the truth. Ever since the show moved and I started hosting it on my own and it moved to the O2, I feel like it's become a slicker awards show, and it was just a shame that something like that should happen. But for me, it was just horrible, because I was told, like, James, we're running quite tight here. So I was like, okay. And then they go, and it was George Michael, and George came out and he gave a lovely speech.
Quite a long speech, I seem to recall.
Sure,
yeah.
But, you know, I don't know if he'd been told, and he says the winner is Adele. And Adele, you know, understandably stands up and hugs every person at her table, and you're just stood there going, oh, God. Yeah. And then the truth is, she got onto the stage and George gave her the award, and that was the first time someone said to me in my ear, James, you're going to have to go in and wrap up the show. And I was just thinking, well, I can't do that. That's ridiculous. And you can basically hear an argument going on of people going, what are you doing? Stop, we're going to push the news. And then I was just sort of standing going, and she was going, oh, no. And she even did this at one point. And I'm going, and they're going, get in there, somebody, and someone's going, we'll just have to cut the feed. And I'm going, oh, God. I was like, I can't allow her to not say thank you. Yeah. I can't. And she said, thank you so much. You don't know what this means. And then she started to say to go to America and win 6 Grammys. And I just went, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I've got to, you know. And I just felt awful.
Did you speak to her afterwards?
Yeah, I ran straight to her room, shouting. I did. I ran straight to her room. She wasn't there. Her manager was there, and I was going mad. I was just like, every word under the sun coming out. And then I went and shouted at some other people, and then there was some collective shouting, and then we all went, oh, no one's died. It's all right, you know. It's just those things that matter at that absolute moment, and then you go, oh, it's all right.
And you know what? She will win other awards, and she will get to say thanks again.
And you know, she was really understanding. She was really
well, she's incredible, isn't she?
Yeah,
well,
she's incredibly lovely.
Okay, I loved seeing you. You're James, a very talented, not just talented actor and performer, but also a very talented writer. Gavin and Stacey, what a great show Gavin and Stacey was, and congratulations on the whole run of that last special was superb.
Thanks very much.
It was great for you. But I love the way you throw yourself in. I love watching A League of Their Own. This is the sports quiz that James does over on Sky One. It's great fun, and you've got a great bunch of people with you. Jack Whitehall, of course, I adore, and Freddie and all those guys. But you really throw yourself in. What's the most fun you've had when they give you those challenges? And what are the ones you've enjoyed the most?
Well, I enjoy doing them all, really. We're shooting the series now, and we've done some really good ones. We did curling the other day, which I really enjoyed.
But curling isn't exciting.
Oh, it is when you're doing it.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks just like kind of like bowls.
No,
on
but
ice.
it's like high stakes bowls. Oh. It's really good. So that, and then in a couple of weeks, me and Freddie are going to fly a fighter jet. But we're actually gonna fly it and do a Loop the loop. I know.
Is that wise? Because I've met Freddie and he's normally got quite a high alcohol blood level.
Yeah. My only proviso was I'm not in a plane with Fred.
Oh, not with him, okay.
And they said, no, he'll be in a separate round. I said, of course I'll do it, you know. Yeah.
Here's one of my favourites. This is when you did some synchronised swimming.
Oh, God.
But you've got the moves, girlfriend. I mean, you were really...
Come on
now. I think you could, this is a possible
Really?
fallback for you.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is... No, you'll see. This is
All
James
right.
doing some swimming, synchronised.
Doing this beautifully. Good entries. And looking around immediately to nail this start. Good formation changes and excellent arms there. Good synchronisation.
Here it goes. Yes. You see what I'm talking about? James Corden has the moves in the water. There's no doubt about it. That was a spectacular display.
So ridiculous.
That but you must have got a bit of a thrill doing that. You look like
you can't breathe. You're just the whole time going... Like, that's the whole feeling of doing it. You're just constantly going... like that, that's it, you know. But, no,
who was it lifting you up at the end there? Because that's a pretty good effort.
But if you notice, I go up quite quick, I come down very fast. That's the truth.
OK, let me ask you, the big thing I want to ask you about, and I'm a big musical fan, I love musical movies and musical theatre. Stephen Sondheim is probably my ultimate. James is about to start. Well, he's already filmed it, I believe, but we will see it Christmas, is that
It's
right?
out on Christmas Day, yeah.
Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods with James Corden, Meryl Streep, this is right, Johnny Depp, loads of other great people, Emily Blunt,
Emily Blunt,
Chris
Anna
Pine
Kendrick.
Wow. And how was that to shoot? That must have been...
Oh, I mean, it's just the best filming experience of my life, definitely. It's directed by Rob Marshall, who directed Chicago and the last Pirates of the Caribbean film, and I just loved it so much.
So, and do you have... Because The Baker's a big part in it. It's kind of a retelling, if you're not familiar with it, it's a retelling of a lot of different famous fairy tales.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of Jack the Giant Killer in there, there's a bit of Snow White, there's a bit of...
Cinderella.
Little Red Riding Hood, all kind of mashed up together in a very fun, modern way. Do you have scenes, The Baker, does he have scenes with Meryl Streep?
Yeah.
She's the witch in it, isn't she?
Yeah, almost all of my scenes are with Meryl, really. Me and Emily plays the baker's wife, and we're sort of the characters at the centre of the film who sort of go on this journey into these woods. And yeah, I mean, just being in a room with her, like, she's so aware of how you feel when you go into a room.
You're thinking...
She knows that she's Meryl Streep and you're you, and so she does everything to just put you at ease. And she's like, she takes the work incredibly seriously and doesn't take herself seriously one bit, and it makes for a lovely work atmosphere. It's amazing.
But you're actually singing this because when you made the movie, you were in the movie last year, which I enjoyed, the film One Chance, based on Paul Potts' life. But they didn't let you sing in that.
No.
Was that because that was operatic?
It's because it's opera and I don't have the capabilities to do that.
You trained for it though, didn't you?
Well, I tried, and then it became clear that it wasn't going to happen.
Harder than it looks.
Yeah. And then, no, but everyone sings in Into the Woods. We all sing, but it's not sort of sung throughout like Les Mis. There's scenes and there's songs.
It's not all in song.
No.
Could you give us a tiny bit of a song? Would you mind? Could we hear the voice? Could we hear a little bit of Sondheim sung by James Corden? A long way off before Christmas. And if you're around, if we're on at Christmas, come on and do some stuff on the show with some of the other guys, because I love Sondheim.
Oh, man. See, in the film when...
Are you sure you were in this film? Because
you'll know how hard... When I was singing now, it went... Wait a minute, magic, beans for a cow so old that you had to tell a lie to tell it which you told were they worthless, beans were they oversold, and would tell us who was ready to steal that gold, so it's your fault.
Wow. You see, that's what you're going to get. Great having the show. I can't wait to see that movie in particular, but good luck with the Brits on Wednesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Mr. James Corden.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for the song. I think that's a tough piece. Still to come on the show, we have Abbey Clancy, Marr, Thurman, and music from John Newman. Don't go away. Thank you.